All right, Mr. Morris. I'm going to need you to tell me exactly what happened.
Well, it was, last night, around 1 o'clock in the morning. I was walking home from work a little later than usual because I had to close, and then Steve just grabs me out of nowhere. And he...
Steve.
Oh, Steve Wilson, big dude. He comes into my job every now and then. I work at Belmar Jewelers down on Main Street. The one right across from the diner? Steve's always coming in and buying stuff for his wife and daughters. I mean, never anything too crazy. He's kind of a cheapskate. But he comes in about once a month.
Seems like you know him pretty well.
Well, not really. We've hardly spoke, small talk mostly. I just help him decide how much says, "Sorry for forgetting your birthday." So Steve comes up behind me. I'm only a block away from my house, and he grabs my shoulder, spins me around, and says, "Give me your wallet."
And you're sure it was Steve?
Yeah, positive. And when I realized it was Steve, I thought he was joking around, so I said, "You want my watch too?" And I was laughing. Then I looked down, and I saw he had a knife in his hand. And, before I could react, he put the knife to my throat. Then he said to me again, "Give me your wallet, Tom." But I forgot my wallet at the bar, which I told him...
You forgot your wallet at the bar.
I must have forgot to put it back in my pocket after I closed out my tab.
You didn't mention you had gone to the bar.
Yeah, I stopped at the bar after work. I didn't think that was important. It's on my way home from work, the same route.
How much had you had to drink?
I don't see why that's important.
Well, were you drunk?
I had a few beers. I was a little tipsy, I guess, but that shouldn't change anything. But anyway, after I told him I didn't have my wallet on me, he still has the knife to my throat, and he tells me to take off my watch. And I don't know what to do. I kind of just froze. I mean, you see these things happen all the time, like on TV and stuff, and you always think you'll know what to do. You think you'll be stronger. But I wasn't. I just froze.
You didn't try to fight back. Maybe yell for help.
He had a knife to my throat, and he's twice my size. I couldn't do anything. So then, still holding his knife, he rips my watch right off my wrist and puts it in his pocket. He was distracted, so I ran into my building and upstairs. I locked myself in my apartment.
And why did you wait so long to report this?
He was right outside my building. I didn't know if he had left or not. I didn't turn around to look. I was nervous he might try something again if he knew I'd called the cops.
Are you sure this is exactly what happened? You were drinking. Do you think you might have been a little confused about what was going on?
Confused? He stole my watch! How could I be confused about that?
Are you sure he took it? You didn't maybe drop it by mistake? I mean, you did forget your wallet at the bar.
Drop it? He took it from me. Sure, I had a little buzz, but I remember exactly what happened. He held a knife to my throat and stole my watch. I don't know how to make it any clearer.
Were there any witnesses who might have seen Mr. Welton approach you last night?
Not that I saw it. It was 1 o'clock in the morning.
So you were walking home from the bar at 1 a.m. alone after you've had a few drinks and you were allegedly robbed.
Allegedly? I was robbed. Stephen Wilson took my brand new $450 watch right off my wrist while holding a knife to my throat. There is nothing alleged about that.
Mr. Morris, You have to understand that it is my job to assume all parties as innocent until proven guilty. You're accusing Mr. Wilson of committing a very serious crime. Do you realize this?
Yes.
And do you know it is against the law to file a false police report?
Of course I know that. Who would make something like this up?
Mr. Morris, you're walking around alone, drunk, at 1 a.m., with this expensive watch on your wrist. What did you think was going to happen?
What do you mean, what did I think was going to happen? I should be able to walk a few blocks home without having to worry about some jerk-off attacking me in the street.
Do you happen to know if Mr. Wilson was intoxicated as well?
I'm not sure, I didn't notice, but what does that matter?
Well, you know how some guys can be. You have a few in you. You're walking the streets at night. You see something you like. You know, you really shouldn't be sporting such a flashy watch on that side of town anyway. You said the incident occurred on Main Street?
Just off of Main Street. But I don't see why any of that matters. He's the one you should be questioning, not me. I was robbed. I didn't do anything wrong.
I'm the victim here. It's not my fault. He raped me.